Good evening! After a week of gas shortages, thanks to President Biden, the Colonial Pipeline is running again. Of course, thanks to President Biden. While the pipeline was shut down, Hunter Biden's dad effectively addressed the nation when he said this.
Now, here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected.
He also provided further context for that statement when he said,
and there may be some hiccups.
With that, America's fuel worries were put to rest, and understandably so. This is the most popular president in history, is what we keep telling you. When addressing price gouging, the people that run Biden instructed him to come across as strong and tough. This is how he interpreted their instructions while trying to read off a teleprompter.
And I also want to say something to the gas stations. Do not, I repeat, do not try to take advantage of consumers during this time.
Leaning in like a guy awkwardly going for a kiss with a girl he thinks he's on a date with, but isn't, exudes the power and confidence you want in the leader of the free world. In other news, the terrorist organization Hamas has been bombing the hell out of Israel, specifically in civilian-populated areas of Israel. President Biden, who's too busy trying to read off teleprompters, has not brought the US to Israel's aid. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu has confirmed Hamas carried out airstrikes from a building shared with the Associated Press, a fellow terrorist organization. The Associated Press terrorizes people with fear so they're more controllable. Of course, for their protection. The CDC has made a new announcement. If you're vaccinated, you do not need to wear a mask. That's according to CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky. The good doctor followed this up by telling people the new guideline is not widespread permission for mask removal. With regard to the CDC Director's statement, people around the country suffering from infections of bravery were overheard saying, "We're not asking your permission for anything, Rochelle. Go f*** yourself." Not acting at all defensive, the CDC director said the changes to mask recommendations are not political. And that feels true, because not a single thing about this whole pandemic has seemed even remotely political. And in divorce case news, the New York Post is reporting that Bill Needle-in-Your-Arm Gates asked out several women in his office while he was married to Melinda. Kinda deceptive of Bill, isn't it? And it's worth noting that not one of these ladies said yes, even though he's a billionaire. And many sources are reporting that one of the principal reasons why Melinda is divorcing Bill is because of his relationship with pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. It's reported that Melinda raised concerns, but Bill continued collaborating with the notorious pedophile, even flying on his private jet. Due to the funding we receive that you don't know about, we can assure you that all of his suspicious and deceptive behavior is nothing to worry about. We'd also like to remind you that though he doesn't have a medical degree, he is the world's most trusted medical authority. Because that makes a lot of sense. In other news, while delivering the National Prayer Declaration, the father of a crack addict with underground business dealings in Ukraine and China failed to mention the word God. By comparison, during the National Prayer Declaration last year, Trump mentioned God 8 times. In 2016, Obama mentioned God twice. And in 2008, George W. Bush mentioned God 4 times. Some speculate Biden's cognitive decline is why he didn't mention God when speaking about prayer. That's a scary scenario. An even scarier scenario that some speculate about is that Biden is actively helping usher in communism to the US, given that corrupt leaders have to destroy their population's relationship with God before communism can fully take hold. While others believe all that is blown out of proportion, and the simple explanation for Biden not mentioning God is because the powers that run Biden are the opposite of God. In other news that connects with why Biden failed to mention God, Space Force Commander Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lomier was fired for warning service members about Marxism and critical race theory in the military. Marxism is a set of philosophies put forth by Karl Marx that are used by communists to usher in communism. Critical race theory is a known component of Marxism used to create racial divide while purporting to be about racial unity, as a population that is divided rather than united is easier to control. And for his warning, Lumiere was relieved of his command, which is also part of Marxism, silencing anyone who speaks out against it. Marxism also uses a relentless stream of propaganda that comes from trusted figures. The propaganda manipulates you by instilling you with fear so you're more controllable. As the figureheads harm you, they reassure you they're protecting you. And in other news, the death toll has risen to 3.5 million, and you could be next. Stay tuned, we'll tell you what to do because we're here to protect you. Good night! I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, BlueBlocks, my favorite evidence-based blue light blocking glasses. And today, I specifically want to tell you about the Remedy Sleep Mask. It's scientifically designed to help you block out all the terrible things going on in the world. And it's also scientifically designed to block out all light while you sleep, so you can get maximum benefit from your sleep. Studies have shown that just a little bit of light in your room at night, whether it's coming in from the window or light from an alarm clock, can negatively influence your sleep. The Remedy Sleep Mask solves that problem. Or if you're traveling on a plane or taking a nap during the day, the Remedy Sleep Mask has your back. Or let's say your spouse has the news on and you don't want to be stressed out for the next 3 years. The Remedy Sleep Mask has your back. It's got a 100% darkness guarantee, and the eye pillows are hollow, so they don't put any pressure or strain on your eyes at night. And the eye pillows are adjustable as well, so you're guaranteed to have a comfortable fit, no matter how abnormally shaped your head is. To get your BlueBlocks Remedy Sleep Mask, blue light blocking glasses, or red light therapy devices, just go to blueblocks.com/JP and get 15% off when you use the discount code JP.